So can you imagine I was doing it for 9 hours? Now for first 5 hours I was doing that. For the next 4 hours I was doing the same with my back muscles. I was isolating my back muscles, so learning how to move it. And it all came from the breathing. I came like some understanding of some breathing. And then what happened that I realized that the breathing comes first. The core comes from the breathing. Why? The breathing I showed you before, one of the breathings I do. You can see it's breathing, but you see what it does to my core. Okay, my bad. You see I can, so inhale forward, exhale back. Interlace your thumbs. Let's look forward, it's going to be easier. Okay, so right now what happens, you start paying attention to your front, yes? So when you're going to do yoga, when you, for example, I'll show you one examples, when you go to warrior position or standing position. You see what happens? Like I am breathing, but my breathing controls my core. So you said breathing, it activates your core. And then the next step comes. You know what I wrote recently? I said that the female breathing is more correct. Why? Because the men, they are belly breathers. All the time. And also they used to wear these belts, you know, so it comes from some history. And I realized, you know, why the female, I realized why female more flexible. I'm sorry to say, but they're smarter, they're more intelligent, and they also last longer in sex. Sorry to say, but they're the truth. What can I do? You know, and I realized why? And I realized because the breathing. Also why what we did most of the class so far? We did breathing, yes? Yeah. Not much, we just did breathing, just pranayama, just boring pranayama. When I was going to hollow back, I was trying to, instead of like trying to open my shoulders first, I was keeping that alignment here, my chin. So this way it keeps engaging my front. So it's always a technique. And that's why I'm showing, I try to demonstrate, so the hands-on practice can be extremely easy. So the next part I want to focus on is how we can work on the chin. And this exercise called an owl. Can you pronounce it right? Owl. Why we can do handstand efficiently? Because we also don't use our legs correctly. Why? Because when we walk, it's always the back of the legs. Because we always do the back. So I was thinking how to engage the front. And I realized during the day, we need to do something that we usually don't do. We need to walk backward. So let's try. I don't know, like maybe we could all go, like start from here. If you guys could all move here. And several rows, and then like, yeah, we're gonna go back, but let me first, like, you all come here, and I will first demonstrate. Maybe I should go with the moonwalk. So, for a second, guys, please turn around and let me show. It's very simple. So, you want to keep inhale and exhale. You want to eventually keep your belly in. How? You just exhale. See, like I'm right now, I start engaging my front muscles and I just using my front. You see, you can see it, yes? I am on my front muscles. My core is engaged all the time. Exhale, you create an arrow. Inhale, you suck your belly under your ribcage. So, okay? So let's try it. And simply go with the breathing and move. Feel your chest, feel your belly, feel your quads, feel the front of your legs, relax your back. Relax your back. Engage your front. Engage your front. Keep your belly in. Keep your belly in. Keep your belly in. And the more you walk, the more you're going to feel your front muscles. The more you're going to feel your front muscles. Completely relax your back. Your front. Activate your front. Good. So using your arms. Backward, like soldiers. Soldiers. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Soldiers. And let's go backward. Let's do one like just. I want you to engage it more. And the more you see, you're pointing your toes. So back, engage it, engage it, engage it, engage it, engage it. Yes. So let's say we stay here. Let's bring the legs together and just try to make a circle with your chin. And at some point, you want to bring your chin forward more, as far forward as possible, and you want to feel your front muscles. And then change direction. How far forward you can bring without moving your shoulders. Then you can go like up and down a little bit. So, which muscles do you feel now more? Do you feel the chest? Stretch your front. When you go to forward bend, do you do it on inhale and exhale? So if you're going to do it on exhale, you're going to engage your front. So in Cobra, it's actually inhale because you want to stretch your back. And like actually right now when you go to back bend, forward bend, you go like this. I'm engaging. I relax in my front. And then close to the end, I can actually engage, depending on flexibility, I engage my front and actually do exhale. It's all the details. All I'm saying is very important to be open-minded because sometimes we do things not based on facts but more on beliefs. So we need just do something that works. I mean, it's very, very simple. So right now, let's try to grab your hips. And I just came to me something, we're gonna do it. So let's and you try to stretch your back, yes? So the chin position is very important. So let's say you want to engage actually front, you start here. And let's say, exhale. See the difference? Let me show you one exercise, like Vichamarasana, hollow back on the elbows, that today I didn't do any yoga. Today I didn't do any warm-up. I didn't do any handstands. Because yesterday I did, today I didn't do. But I want to demonstrate something for you. I want you to see that something very difficult can be done as a warm-up. Only because I'm going to use the breathing and engage the core the way I showed you. I hope I can do it. Without warm-up. So right now, what I was doing when I was in there, honestly, I was not breathing the best way possible. You know, it's pressure. But I don't know if you noticed, I was using these muscles. I was being a girl right now, a female. So I was using these muscles. And for me, it actually was no pressure on my back. I was using my front. And I was trying to position my chin, so it's gonna keep engaging my front muscles.